Warning, this video discusses racism, sexual abuse, and suicide. Hey media, stop stereotyping K-pop. K-pop is short for Korean pop music. It's a genre-bending and ever-evolving industry that's been around since 1992, when Saw Taiji and Boys performed I Know on a South Korean talent show. The song spent 17 weeks at #1, forever changing Korea's music industry and ushering in countless other boundary-pushing acts. Today, K-pop has broken through in the West, with BTS smashing records and transcending language barriers on a level that previous acts could only dream about. Some Western media outlets reported that K-pop fans were part of a concerted effort to ruin President Trump's first rally during the coronavirus pandemic. And surprise, surprise, Fox News screwed it up. Fox News described K-pop as if it were the name of a single group.
And there were these reports that teenagers on TikTok and fans of the group K-pop took credit because they reserved a bunch of tickets, never intending to show up.
Then there was the Fox-owned news show Good Day New York, which tried to understand what happened at the rally by asking the K-pop group Tomorrow by Together, as if they were responsible for the actions of fans of multiple K-pop groups.
A lot of K-pop fans have said they actually got the tickets and, faked out the president. Do you know anything about that?
Yeah, we don't know any. We're just preparing in contact, and we were practicing. Yeah.
Gotcha.
That's all.
These reports show how little some Western media outlets understand K-pop artists and their many distinctive fandoms. But they are merely the latest stories in years of news coverage that has failed to grasp the nuances of the K-pop industry and instead relies on outdated and often racist stereotypes.
The fantasy is coming apart.
So yesterday we told you about the death of a popular South Korean boy band singer. Kim Jong-un died from an apparent suicide. We mistakenly reported that the band recently appeared on The Ellen Show. That was a different band, BTS. I apologize for that.
Here are 5 ways Western media stereotypes K-pop, and one simple way to stop. Number 1, it perpetuates the idea that the K-pop industry is manufactured. Factory girls.
They have really kind of scientifically manufactured the formula of success.
The lean, mean, star-making K-pop machine. This coverage suggests the K-pop industry is virtually automated, raising questions about the authenticity of the music and often the artists themselves. In reality, K-pop artists are often deeply involved in the production process, including BTS, Big Bang, the late Jonghyun, 17, EXID's Ellie, and idol-turned-creative director Boa. These reports also imply that music manufacturing is something out of the ordinary, when it's also the norm in the Western pop industry. K-pop artists usually audition for or are scouted by entertainment companies, are sometimes formed into groups on talent shows, and go through intensive training programs. But many of the biggest Western pop artists, such as Kelly Clarkson, Justin Timberlake, and of course One Direction, got their breaks in a similar manner. Plus, K-pop is directly inspired by the Western music industry. Lee Soo-man, who founded SM Entertainment, the first of the big 3 South Korean entertainment companies, said he was inspired by MTV and American management techniques. Number 2, it obsesses over the dark side of K-pop. The dark side of K-pop. The dark side of Asia's pop music industry. This coverage leans into stories of abuse and tragic suicides within K-pop, once again implying that they are unique to this industry. As the Korea Heroes pointed out, when it comes to covering stories about suicides and sex crimes, the dark side of Korean popular music is nothing more than the dark side of contemporary Korean society. For example, late SHINee member Jonghyun, who took his own life in 2017, had been dealing with depression from a young age. Soo Lee, who died in 2019, was subjected to years of misogynistic cyberbullying for being an outspoken feminist. Such coverage also tends to portray the K-pop industry as universally exploitative, but that's misleading. The founder of Big Hit Entertainment, the company behind BTS and the group Tomorrow by Together, has said, "In addition to training our candidates as singers, we teach them socialization, mental care, and physical care." And JYP Entertainment publicly supported a mental health break for Twice member Mina, saying, "We will prioritize the state of our health above all else." One BTS fan told me, "It seems as though there are those who want to find something negative about K-pop to dwell on, and they end up finding these takes that are misinformed." Plus, these dark side problems are also common in Western music. Consider the sexual abuse allegations against Kesha's former producer Dr. Luke and R. Kelly, or the suicides of Kurt Cobain and Chester Bennington. Number 3, it questions whether K-pop is actually relevant in the West.
At number 18, it's the biggest band you've never heard of.
You don't know that. I'm fully down with the kids.
This is BTS, the South Korean One Direction.
Yeah, never heard them.
Will America ever idolize K-pop? These stories tend to dismiss the undeniable success of K-pop acts. The unwillingness to accept K-pop as a global phenomenon reeks of racism. BTS has had 4 #1 albums on the Billboard 200, including 3 in a single year, the same as the Beatles. Their last tour sold out stadiums across the world, including in the US. They're by far the most successful act to come out of Korea, and have proven themselves as once-in-a-generation artists. In 2012, Psy was the first artist to reach 1 billion YouTube views with his viral hit, Gangnam Style, and Blackpink's recent single, How You Like That, broke BTS's record for the most YouTube views in 24 hours, with 86.3 million views. Number 4, it suggests that all K-pop fans are hysterical teenagers. Screaming teenage fangirls. BTS fans are young, and youthful adoration isn't meant to be measured or sensible. It's true that many K-pop fans are teenagers, including teenage girls. But fans also span all ages, genders, races, and ethnicities, and there's data to prove it. Take BTS for example. Over the past 30 days, 42% of fans who tweeted about the group were male. For EXO, 46% were male. The gender breakdown was similar for girl groups. 44% of those who tweeted about Twice were male. Males also accounted for 42% of tweets about Blackpink. As for age groups, 50% of the people who visited the BTS tickets page on Vivid Seats in 2018 were older than 24. And Reddit's latest K-pop census shows that fans do indeed span multiple races and ethnicities. Number 5, it suggests that when fans engage in activism, it's surprising and unexpected. K-pop fans become an unexpected ally to American protesters. An unexpected M. Night Shyamalan-esque twist. These stories suggest that the Trump rally was the first time some fans united around a cause. But the truth is that various fandoms have been doing this for years. Fans of Sautegian Boys have been raising money for environmental issues, such as the Brazilian rainforest, and working to reform Korea's copyright laws for more than 20 years. Fans of Shinhwa member Shin Hae-sung started the fan rice trend in 2007, purchasing rice that's later donated to charitable groups. And the BTS Army has organized more than 600 fundraisers since 2015, according to the fan collective One in an Army. Much of Western media's K-pop coverage is seriously flawed, but it's not too late to change things. Coverage has improved over the past several years. More reporters are clearly taking the time to understand the nuances of this industry before writing or talking about it. Such coverage focuses on the uniqueness of different artists, like this Entertainment Weekly cover story that discussed BTS members' individual personalities. Where possible, it lets artists speak for themselves, like this Billboard interview with Blackpink, where they discussed a previous comeback.
사람들이 이제 그 벽 안에 있는 연예인의 모습에 저한테만 열광을 하고 있고 제가 앞에 나가서 작은 실수 하나만 해도 약간 저를 이렇게 겨냥한다.
When it does cover tragic stories, it explains them factually and avoids placing all of the blame on K-pop, like this New York Times eulogy that emphasized Jonghyun's instantly recognizable style. It also recognizes that to truly understand K-pop, some of the best people to speak to are the fans themselves. But Western media needs to do more. The right way to cover K-pop is to emphasize its complexities. Western media needs to highlight K-pop's intricacies, rather than reducing an industry of talented singers, songwriters, producers, dancers, choreographers, directors, and so many more, down to tired and often racist stereotypes. While it's reasonable to want to cover the scandals and the tragedies, problems arise when these legitimate issues are used to make generalizations that diminish the work of every artist. Hey media, what if you stopped stereotyping K-pop?